Ever wished your favourite curry could be made that little bit healthier? Well, today is your lucky day. I'm Sam from Good Food, and I'm about to share something rather special. It's a lighter chicken korma that's just as luxurious as the original. This isn't about compromising on that beloved korma magic. It's about clever little tweaks that your taste buds won't even notice. Though I should warn you, you might just prefer this to the traditional version. We've got chicken stock, which you can make either using a stock cube, or if you've got some already made or in the freezer, then that will be perfect. Got an onion, some ground almonds, some sultanas, you could use raisins as well. We've got 2 garlic cloves, some tomato puree, ginger, we've got some chopped chicken breasts. You could use thigh, which is more traditional, but it won't be as lean, which means there'll be slightly more fat in the end dish. And then we've got our spices. We've got some cumin, some paprika, some ground turmeric, some coriander, and some chili powder. Greek yogurt, which is 0% fat, and then we've got a pinch of sugar as well. First thing we're going to do is to chop the onion. Now, the easiest way to do that is to first of all remove the top, and then we're going to cut through the root, so there's half a root on each side. That just makes it much easier for you to chop the onion. And then you can peel off any of the papery skin, like so. And as I say, keeping the root on is really just going to help keep the onion together whilst you chop it. I think there are some myths around it stopping you from crying, but I don't think it will actually help. But if you have any tips for keeping your eyes tear-free whilst chopping onions, do let us know in the comments. I'm just going to cut through like this. You're cutting down, but not all the way through, so keeping the root on still, and it's like a little fan. And then turn the onion the other way, and then just chop that way, so you're getting a diced onion, and keeping your fingertips out of the way. And that can go straight into your food processor. Proof that the root doesn't stop your tears is that my eyes are starting to well up just a little bit. You only need to roughly chop the onion because we're going to blitz it in the food processor, and the same goes for the garlic as well. Just roughly chop it like so, and then just get that into the food processor. And then the ginger, the same. I'm going to keep the skin on because there's really no need to peel it, but if you want to peel it, you can. Really, all that's going to do is add a bit of extra fibre and also a little bit of extra heat. And then pop that into the food processor, and then I'm going to just blitz that all together to finely chop it until it's into a paste. Once you've got your paste, it's going to be time to start cooking it. If you don't have a food processor, you could also just use a fine grater and grate everything. And then to the pan, along with the paste, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of water. We're using water to cook the vegetables in instead of oil, which is going to help reduce the fat content, but it's also still going to allow them to soften. We're going to cook that for about 5 minutes. A few light brown specks is fine, but generally you want it to just soften and not colour too much. So that water's evaporated now. I'm going to add the tomato puree and the spices and just cook them off a little bit. I've used dried spices here, but if you wanted to, you could use a paste. I'm using the dried spices because they help add towards your 30 plant points a week. It smells so good. The floral ginger and garlic is great, and the spices have such a lovely aroma. I'm going to cook it just for a couple of minutes until the spices have just cooked out just a little bit. Right, next in with the chicken breast. Chicken breast is much leaner than chicken thigh, so it's great when you're trying to make a healthy alternative. If you were going to freeze this and then reheat it, chicken thigh would be a better alternative. Just stir that round. I just want to get all of that chicken coated in that lovely, lovely paste. I'm now going to go in with the other ingredients. So we have got the ground almonds, the sultanas. I'm going to pour in the chicken stock. And then just a little pinch of sugar. And then carefully stir that together. And I'm going to let that simmer down just for a little bit to let the stock evaporate just a little bit. The ground almonds are going to give a lovely texture. It's give that classic korma texture. And also they'll just help to thicken it slightly and obviously add a lovely flavour as well. You might be thinking that the raisins are a little bit of an odd decision for the curry, but they will add a lovely flavour. Also, they're going to help to sweeten the curry without us needing to add a lot of sugar. Right, I've just given everything a really good mix. I'm going to pop the lid on and then cook it for about 10 minutes, just until the chicken's cooked through. Time to see how it's doing. Wow, look at that. It smells amazing as well. So I'm going to give that a stir, and I'm just going to check the chicken. You can do that either by cutting it in half and seeing if it's cooked inside, or if you've got a digital thermometer, just pop it in. It should read about 70 degrees. Right, the chicken's cooked, so I'm just going to spoon in the Greek yogurt. The 0% fat Greek yogurt is a much better alternative to double cream if you're trying to make it healthier, just because it's much lower in fat. Once you've stirred the Greek yogurt in, you can serve it. It's best not to heat it up again at this point, just because you don't want that Greek yogurt to split. It's creamy, it's sweet, and it has a lovely warmth. It's really comforting, and this would be a great takeaway option. We've got so much great content coming your way. Drop us a comment below and let us know what you'd like us to try. And of course, head over to goodfood.com or download our app for all the full recipes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.